Virgo, welcome to your past, present, future reading with clarifiers for the week of July 7th through the 13th. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you're doing awesome. Welcome to this new channel. If you haven't been here before, this is Empowered World Tarot, and my name is Holly Christine. And let's see what's going on. Spirit, angels, guides, ancestors of love and light, we thank you for your help today with Virgo's reading for whatever they need to know for the highest good. Take what resonates, leave the rest, reverse the energies if necessary, as energy is fluid. And let's see what's going on. All right, starting out with the Palace of Wands in the recent past, the King of Cups, and the Six of Wands. In the current energies, the Three of Coins. At the heart of your reading, the Three of Swords, followed by Temperance. In the immediate future, we have the Knight of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. Nice. The overall energy for your reading, Virgo, the Ten of Swords. Okay, and what brings us to this reading? The Queen of Wands. That's what we attract. It's not just what we attract, but what is attracted to us. More than what we want, what we attract like a magnet. It is polar opposites coming together. Can't help it. Very attractive energy. Okay. This is what we are attracting, what we are creating. She's a very creative energy. And even though the overall energy of this reading has to do with some sort of ending, you show up with the Palace of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Six of Wands. The Palace cards are unique to this Tarot of Dreams baseline. Before we get into the clarifiers, that's where you go when you want expert advice. And because it's the Palace of Wands, it would be advice in the arts of creation, of inspiration, of our passions. How do we get what we want to attract? Or how do we attract what we want more of? That kind of thing. Since they're both showing up, the Queen would live there, the King, the Page, and the Knight of Wands. If we see any of them come out, they would all reside at the palace, is what the intention was, to create a palace where all the court cards had a place to reside. But again, those are the experts in the highest levels of information on how to attract something we want to create, it looks like. Which at the bottom of the whole base layout, the Empress card, she's the Empress of creation herself. Mother Gaia, all about creating something, birthing something. Okay, so yeah, in the recent past, it looks like we went there, we thought about it, we felt inspired by perhaps someone who has our heart, or someone who we think or thought was in the past a perfect match. We felt really, really good about this. We were pretty positive and sure about reaching our goals with this person. In the current energies, we're looking at making plans, building some stability here, but there's heartbreak right at the heart of your reading. Something very emotionally upsetting happened, and the Angel of Temperance is being called in to bring harmony and balance and healing to your situation, the right mix of alchemy, making things better. So that's good, heading in the right direction. In the immediate future, we have, here's the Knight of Wands living at the palace. And the Five of Cups, Ten of Cups. So our passions and inspirations and feel-good, playful energy, if this is a person or if this is just your energy, but this is here wanting to go after something here, but there's disappointment, from the way past things went that's sort of in the way with an offer coming in. So this may be someone coming toward you, Virgo, somebody with that Knight of Wands energy, somebody that ignites your fire, somebody that's a lot of fun, somebody that's the life of the party kind of energy coming at you and maybe making you an offer while you're sort of down in the dumps, wallowing in your feelings of bullshit that didn't work out in the past because you're kind of stuck there for the moment, kind of wallowing on that. Hey, that's just the energy that's here. But this somebody comes in that's very inspirational and fun. And it looks like you head towards sort of a happy family situation, happiness on your homestead. Uh, so let's see what's going on. Let's clarify this. And we're going to start out with that Ten of Swords, this painful ending. It looks like it's in the past, or that you're, healing from the heartbreak of it at this point, in the current energies anyway. And whilst you're doing that, looks like something fun's about to happen in your life. Okay, Ten of Swords, overall energy, painful ending. You're feeling weighed down by this, mentally, physically, the whole bit. It's a whole bunch of yuck. What is this Ten of Swords, and what does Virgo need to know, please? There we go. Page of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. A lot of wands. Nice. Okay, so you've got your focus on this. There's no doubt about it. This is what's on your mind. The Four of Cups tells us here. The Page of Wands tells us here. You're looking at the pain of the past. It's got your attention. Not that you want to think about it, but you almost can't stop thinking about it. But then there's an opportunity here with the Ace of Wands. This is a bold move, an inspirational, bold move. It could be an offer coming in, again, similar to the offer coming in on this card and possibly this playful, fun energy coming in to bring the offer, which would be a blessing to you in your life. So exchanging the energy out here for an ending, for a new beginning, going from the 10 to the Ace. The Aces are new opportunities supported by the divine, that if you put your energy towards it, you can exchange out this energy and get away from that feeling of being pinned down by, I don't know, a black cloud that feels like it's around you of pain. Let's look at the bottom. What brings us here? Yeah, look at that. Another ace. The Ace of Cups brings us here. There's an offer coming in. It is supported by the divine, as all aces are. As I said about the wands, I say it about the cups. And the cups represent your joy and your happiness in a very new opening. So all we have to do is flip this attention from that to these aces, and you are going to feel a whole lot better. So maybe we trade out this person you thought was the King of Cups, I don't know, then ended in heartbreak. Maybe we trade it out for some fun coming in with hey, there's a cup right there and here's a cup. So we're going to offer some really good feeling emotions. This is going to bring joy into your life and possibly an entire family or living situation, which would be a big surprise coming from a knight. But at the very least, they bring a ray of sunshine in for sure. All right, good. Pay attention to offers coming in. All right, Virgo, let's take a look at the Palace of Wands, the experts of how to create something. We have Death, which represents endings and transformations, which is good because we want this to end and transform into the new and the inspired. And look, the Ten of Pentacles. This represents everything that you would want to manifest in the ideal in life, the big stuff, the stuff that's really important to you. If you had a treasure chest and Each pentacle represented something you wanted to manifest in your lifetime while you're here on earth in this incarnation. It would be right there wrapped up in the Ten of Pentacles card. The Queen of Swords, this is what's required. She says this is what's required. You got to go to the palace. You got to go to the experts. You got to go to look for the inspiration, the things that inspire you. Attract what inspires you. That's what's required. Perhaps, or that's what you demanded. The Queen says this is what's required. But endings and transformations to the inspiration of everything you want to manifest. Hence, everything we want to attract. Queen of Wands. Okay, making demands on it. You want to attract a family. You want to attract everything you want, stability-wise, relationship-wise, your perfect match. At the bottom, we have the Five of Pentacles, but we feel lack in this area. We're here because we're feeling lack. We're here because we feel a sense of abandonment in this area. Maybe in the past you thought you went to get expert advice and help and inspiration towards this. You thought you followed the requirements of how to get what you want. Okay. Endings and transformations to following the requirements or to the actual thing that you feel inspired to create. Little confusing, could go either way. We'll know more as this unfolds. Let's look at the King of Cups. This would be your perfect match. Male or female in the card doesn't matter. This is the language Spirit and I have that represents your perfect match here. Depends on the cards around it. And in this case, we're talking about your perfect match. Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords, the Psychonaut. This is a lot of blocking energy. Blocking and moving on quickly. And the Psychonaut is the Fool card, but as it pertains to our psychology of something. And since we're talking about the King of Cups, moving on in what we think our idea of our perfect match would be. Blocking the one that was there in the past and moving on for it's time for new thoughts is what this is saying about what we think we want to attract. It all relates back to why we're here and to the overall energy of the reading of where you're at. So if this matches what you're going through, you kind of already have a feeling like, yeah, the way these energies are being described, I feel a lot of them. So at the bottom, we have the Wheel. Yeah, things are changing in a major way here from how you used to think about what you wanted to how you are going to be thinking about it moving forward. And let's take a look at this Six of Wands, this victory, feeling really good, really, really good here, celebrating, reaching a goal. This is in the recent past. Perhaps just that change alone, the Wheel of Fortune that we just saw, is the victory of changing your idea of what you thought you wanted. Blocking the old and heading towards a new thought psychology about this King of Cups energy that you would like to attract in your life. Yeah, look. You were feeling really good, but the devil was here in the past. The devil, we all have them. This represents unhealthy behavior patterns of what made us feel good. In other words, this is just telling me you chose the wrong kind of person in the past that you thought was your match, but they weren't. Justice. Wanting to make things right, bring in the balance. The Four of Pentacles, holding on tight, not wanting to let go, being stubborn. In other words, you felt like this for a long time. You held on to no, this is what I want, I know what I want, and this is what I want, and this is what I'm attracted to, and this is my type, and blah, 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 all tied up to unhealthy behavior patterns of something having to do with wanting to make things right and bring in the balance. Like the justice card could represent marriage. I just want to be married. I just want to have a family. Let's get this person who fits this mold of what I think is right. And you were stubbornly holding on to this and thinking that that was victorious. But I don't think it was. I don't think it was at all. I think you realized something completely different. Temperance. We're here because balance and healing is needed. We need to balance out the alchemy of what's going on here. Yeah, because it's not healthy. No wonder. It needs healing. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the current energies. Let's look at that three of coins. Rebuilding stability or making some sort of plan, some sort of project work with others. What is this three of coins, please? Three of coins. Show us the three of coins. There we go. The Hermit. Deepest healing card in the tarot. And the Five of Wands. And the Sun. Huh. At the bottom, the World. Closing out a cycle. We are... As we work to rebuild stability in our lives and to start over. I almost feel like you're starting over, rebuilding stability here. From whatever happened in the past, it's like you're in this new place, making new friends. But you are doing some introspective work, which is, as deeply healing as it is, you're also shining the light in the dark, seeing what was in your way, like how you thought a certain type was your type, in order to fulfill some obsession or need of yours to possibly have a marriage or a family here with justice and the Four of Pentacles, holding on tight to that sort of thing. I want it to be this way. I want it to be just right. It'll be perfectly balanced. But again, coming from sort of an unhealthy place or thought pattern about who. But as you build your life anew, and you do introspective work and you shine the light in the dark and you see what's in the way of all the things you want to change and close out the cycles of, it conflicts with feeling really good. The Sun is the happiest card in the tarot, but you know what? When we do that deep introspective work, it does conflict with feeling good. You're telling me this rebuilding doesn't feel good. This closing out of this cycle, I don't feel good. It conflicts with the happiness that I want to feel. I'm doing the work that I'm supposed to do. The Hermit is your major arcana card, so that's you empowered, doing your thing, going deep, doing the healing, but again, it conflicts with all the joy and the feelings that you want to feel. You don't like this having to rebuild or whatever's going on. It doesn't feel as stable as you want it to feel at just a three of coins kind of level. Let's look at the heart of your reading, this emotional pain. Three of Swords. Why is it here? What does Virgo need to know about this Three of Swords, please? Oh, something flipped. Look at that. King of Cups. Right there and right here. There's your heartbreak again. Knight of Pentacles, bringing everything to a halt, or at least it feels like it. And the Hanged Man, hanging back to gain perspective. Halting the pain that this caused you. It's time to slow way down in this emotional pain and really take a step back, catch your breath. Pause for a minute and look at things from all the angles, and it'll be less painful when you do. You'll realize that this was part of your evolution and why you had to go through that to get to what's coming next. That's always how it works. We can't see it while we're in it, but in hindsight, you will. The Hanged Man energy will help you do it. And we're here because the Star, it has to do with a major wish and desire that you have for this love in your life that feels like everything's just come to a halt. And now you feel isolated and out of the picture. But while you're on this break or on this pause from this, natural match to you and this dream of yours to have this life that you hold on to the dream of, um, gaining perspective here will be really, really healthy and healing. Speaking of healthy and healing, temperance, bringing in the harmony, bringing in the balance. Let's look at it. It's time to move forward here. It doesn't feel good doing the inner work. It's like looking at our shadows and all the things. Our shadows being, the unhealthy behavior patterns of what we were picking, what we were attracting over and over again. If you found that you kind of attracted the same disappointing love story one after the other, eventually we have to look at ourselves. And that's what you're doing. And it doesn't feel good. But it is in the end. It just conflicts with feeling good right now. And because right now you feel like crap, crap, crap. Five of Wands, Three of Swords, Ten of Swords over here. It's just yuck. Get us out of this already. We are ready to move on. We're over here at Temperance, bringing that angel of healing, the angel of balance, the angel of harmony, the Knight of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. That's interesting. Let's look at the bottom here. The Four of Swords. It looks like somebody's coming towards you. There's some sort of action that's happening. And I said Three of Cups, didn't I? It looked like a 3. It's actually an 8. I apologize. Okay. 8 of Cups, walking away from lack and abandonment and low self-worth and just not feeling like you don't have enough or you're not enough. Walking away from all of that lack. That is the action that needs to be taken. This is your timeout moment. This is when we get our thoughts straight. Four of Swords. Timeout to get our thoughts clear. That's what we're here. That's what brings us to this little part of the lineup. Spirit is saying, Knight of Swords, take that action. Eight of Cups, to disconnect your heart space from the Five of Pentacles. This feeling of lack. I don't have it. I must not be good enough. Maybe this isn't meant for me. Maybe I'm supposed to be alone. All of those thoughts and feelings and destabilizing type of energies need to be abandoned. You need to walk away from them and disconnect. That is the action that needs to be taken to bring the balance, to bring the healing, to temper this situation of your yucky, yucky feelings. That's the clarity you need. Let's look at the future. Let's look at the immediate future. If all the energies stay the same and you hopefully do what you're supposed to do and take the time out to bring in the balance and heal, this Knight of Wands is coming in at you. And it's inspiring. Remember, the Knight of Wands lives at the palace where what you want to attract also lives. The King of Cups doesn't live at that palace. I mean, sort of, kind of, but the King of Cups lives at the Palace of Cups. You're all about the Palace of Wands right now, attracting this inspiring energy, this feel-good energy. Show us the Knight of Wands. Look at that. Now we have the Three of Cups, communing. Let's get together and have a good time. The Knight would say that. 10 of Cups, coming up right here. This is blessings on your homestead. This is really feel-good energy. You might end up living with someone. Maybe they start out as a friend at first. They're going to feel like a part of your family as time goes on. As you commune further, they're going to feel like home, if you will. You ever get with somebody and you just, even if they're new in your life, they just feel like home, like they fit? That's the energy showing up here. And look, the Empress. Remember, the Empress was on the bottom of the baseline. The creating. The creation, the creator energy of the Empress is the best feeling energy. We're here. This is saying, I feel whole. I feel like what I wanted to create is here. Wow, that's really nice. Let's look at the bottom. Three of Wands. We're waiting on this. Okay, yeah, because it's in the future, but it's not far off. It is not energetically far off at all. You keep doing this and distancing yourself from that low self-worth crap and get yourself out of that, because you need to be out of that to attract something else. Because if you stay in this energy, this misery, down on my luck kind of energy, that's what you end up attracting. So if you do the temperance work and balance it out with taking the action to disconnect from that, this can come in. That's what it feels like. Let's look at the Four of Cups, the offer coming in. The offer coming in. You don't want to be so down in your feelings that you don't see the offer, because that can happen. If you are woe is me, I don't feel like going out, I don't feel like communing with others. This could happen. This Three of Cups, Knight of Wands, Ten of Cups, creation by the Empress, you, energy, in the right energies, in the most desirous energies of being grounded and creating from a place of a very well balanced energy. If you are sitting here, woe is me, and you don't feel like going out to commune with others, you might miss this offer coming in. So you really do have to be aware of any offers that come your way to invite you to commune in good times, whether you go out with friends or whatever it is. You're going to get some sort of invitation is what it looks like here. Show us the Four of Cups, please. Thank you. Seven of Pentacles. Six of Wands. Good. Feel good energy. Good, good, good. Ten of Wands. It's good. It's a heavy card, but it's good. And here's why. The Seven of Pentacles is stopping to assess the situation. This offer is going to come in and you're going to be like, oh yeah, here I am. Everything's falling apart in my life. I don't really feel like going out. But Six of Wands. I could feel good. I could go out and I could accomplish a goal and get myself feeling better if my Ten of Wands is here, which is the culmination of carrying heavy burdens, meaning that it's time to drop them. In other words, am I ready to drop the burdens? You're assessing the situation. When an offer comes in, you're going to be like, am I ready for this? Do I want to let go of all this past shit and have a good time and feel good? I don't know. It's up to you. Are you ready or not? Up to you. And we have at the bottom the Magician. You have everything you need to manifest this, to drop your burdens, let them go, and start to feel good again. Accept the offer coming in. You have the option. It's up to you. You don't have to do it, but you have everything you need. If you say yes, you have everything you need to go have a good time and get out of the funk. All right, Ten of Cups. Oh, that turned up right away. And we have the Four of Cups, the card right before it on the baseline. Sitting in your misery, looking at your down in the dump feelings. Page of Pentacles. Three of Swords. Oh, God. That's not good. If you stay in the Four of Cups, what happens is you start investing in your broken heart again. Right here. In other words, this Four of Cups doesn't see an offer coming in. They're just looking at all their empty friggin' cups. They're still sad. They're wallowing in their feelings. This one sees it and has a potential to get out and go have a good time and feel good and finally drop some of these burdens. This one chooses to stay and look and invest, Page of Pentacles, into their Three of Swords. No thanks. I'm going to stay home and wash my hair tonight because I want to wallow in my feelings again. And look what's at the bottom still. So Spirit is saying you can manifest this or you can manifest this. You have what it takes to do both. It's your choice. You have free will. This is up to you. But something's going to come in. There is going to be an offer, but you have to look up to see it. You can't be down in the dumps just staying in all the time. If you don't get out, if you don't say, yeah, I'll go out, try something new, get together with others, go to the party, go to the celebration, go to something. Go have some drinks with people, do something. That card could be anything, going out with friends. But whatever it is, there's an invitation and you ought to take it to get out of the dumps. Exchange out the energy. Remember, now we can look over at the overall energy of the reading. Spirit is amazing how they tell the story. Remember, we said this is what you're paying attention to. This is what you're focused on, the Page of Wands. And you can either focus on that or you can focus on this new offer coming in, the Ace of Wands, and have an Eight of Wands energy exchange moment where you exchange that out for something new and passionate and inspiring and fun. Okay? It doesn't have to be marriage. but it does have to be fun and it does have to feel good, and you can create it. It's over here if you take this invitation. Anyway, okay, I don't want to get too repetitive, but it's very exciting because the message is very congruent, very clear. Now that we're at the end, as Spirit always has the story unwind, it's always at the end that we get the full story. So even if you cross watch for friends or loves or family members or whatever, you got to stay to the end and see, because there it is. Okay, so let's get some advice or something some message that Spirit wants to let you know, Virgo, to close off this reading. All right. To close off this reading, what final message do you have? And then we will pull an oracle card, so stick around, stick around. Okay. King of Coins, Judgment, Five of Swords, and at the bottom, the Page of Cups. All right. So if you manage your decision from your soul, you're being called by your higher self, okay? You're being called to manage your manifestations with mastery. You have what it takes to do so. Your soul is saying, I'm calling on you to do just that. That's what the King of Coins does. He manages his manifestations. And what are you trying to manifest? Inspiration of what you attract. A good time, hopefully a family love connection, but definitely you want to feel better. So at the very least, even if it's not going to be marriage, which it looks like, I mean, you never know what it could turn into, but you got to get out there first and you got to have a good time. But this is with the Five of Swords here. This is winning at all costs. This is your higher self, the Judgment card, saying do what it takes to manage your manifestations well, even if you have to make other sacrifices, like, oh, I don't feel good, I'd rather stay home. But you sacrifice that feeling of, that immediate comfort of staying in for, you know what, but if I go out, I could actually laugh and have a good time and, share some really good feelings, which I haven't felt in a long time. And so it's saying, do it, do what it takes. Five of Swords, do what it takes to make the decision and answer the call. Call upon your master manifester and know that everything is here for you. The aces came out, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. It's here for you. The offer's coming in. The Knight of Wands is here. There's a lot of happiness on your homestead in the future, laughter, good times, celebratory energies. Page of Cups says positive attitude, positive mindset, heart open, be willing to be open, be willing to learn, and that there is a lot of hope for this. So, okay, with that being said, let's get our oracle card from the Dreamweaver's Oracle. There'll be a specific message Spirit wants you to have, and so stick around for that. I hope you like this reading and hit the thumbs up and subscribe. I'd love to have your energy added to the channel. If you like the format, next week it'll be yours and theirs readings, and we'll just rotate around each week with new readings for everybody. On Mondays it'll be earth signs. Tomorrow it'll be fire signs, air signs, and then water signs on Thursdays. And that's when I'll record them, whether they're released that night or the very next day. But you'll get new readings every week. And let's see what Spirit has for you. If your whole clump fly out, we're only taking the first one that's face up. Or if they're face down, whatever's closest, or flew out in the most unique manner. We'll see what happens, however Spirit makes it happen. I like to wait for the flyers. It's just a more inspiring way to receive the message for me. We don't have to do that. It's just a lot more fun. It feels like Spirit is flicking the card right out of your hand like that. There it is. This first card is yours. Beyond Your Fears, the Weaver's Dance. Remember, this is the Dreamweaver's deck. It is card number 30. Beyond Your Fears, the Weaver's Dance. It kind of feels like that. Dropping your burdens, dropping your fears, getting out. Let's see. We said card 30. And here is your message. Essential meaning: the negative effects of prolonged fearful thoughts, moving out of flight fight, flight, freeze, being courageous in spite of your fears. Beyond your fears, the Dreamweavers dance, weaving the beautiful patterns of your life into the great weaving of all life. Fear, although a worthy self-protective emotion, engages your fight, flight, freeze response. This trauma response, which also includes submit, cry for help, is not meant to be sustained for any prolonged period. Perhaps you have experienced something in your life that has you constantly on patrol. Your brain is in survival mode, always seeking potential threats, trying to keep you safe, but also cutting you off from your connection with spirit. It's hard to move past your fears if you've been conditioned to expect the worst. Your inquiry now is shining a light on the idea of false evidence appearing real rather than something actually worthy of fear. Take several deep breaths and release the catastrophe in your mind. There is nothing to worry about. Allow for what is to be what is. Now is the time to trust life, to trust yourself, and to trust the universe. Release your fears to the divine and step forward. You might feel vulnerable, maybe a bit exposed, but you will regain your confidence and sense of humor quickly. Now dust yourself off, stop ruminating, take a media break, and gaze into the field of potential that surrounds you. It's all about where your attention goes, isn't it? That is so great, because we said that all along, right here, right in the beginning. It's all about where your attention goes. That's what's going to grow. And right here is your final message. You could stay in this Four of Cups, or you could look for the offers coming in and drop your burdens and actually start to feel good again, or you can wallow in this place that you've been. Sorry to repeat, but it's just awesome how consistent Spirit is with whoever needed to hear this message. I hope that seeing everything from this bird's eye perspective really helps you in this way, and I really hope that you are able to get out of this funk that you are in and that you've been in, because the magician says you can do it. You certainly can do it, or you can manifest the other situation. It's all up to you. And with that, I hope it helps. And I enjoyed reading for you, and I look forward to reading for you guys next week. Take care, guys.